Alright guys, today we're going to be checking out why the light, the oil pressure light flickers sometimes at a dead stop and you turn the wheel. We're going to check the oil level and also check the oil pressure. Alright, so we're going to go underneath the car. Well, you guys can see the oil filter. This part right there is the oil pressure sending unit. So we're gonna have to find a socket to fit over that, unscrew that so we can screw our fitting in there. Alright guys, so after you unscrew it out, this is how it's gonna look like. This is the oil pressure sending unit. Oil pressure just goes into here, and if it's too low, it will send a signal to turn the light on, basically, the oil pressure light. But here we have the gauge with this kit. Here's a gauge, it has a nice long hose. And we have to compare the threads in here and match a fitting. That way you can screw the gauge in to measure the pressure. But this is the exact same as this. You guys can see that. Let me see here. Also, you put up next to it. Here's just a little extension. You use this little adapter. Then you just screw it in here, screw it in there. So if you need to get to a deep part, that's what this little extension is for. So I might use this. If not, this is the same exact as the switch. Alright, so guys, here I had to use this little extension with this adapter that screws onto the gauge to get in there, because it's kind of deep and it's just easier to tighten this. Here's how the setup looks like. Let's see. There you go. Just tighten down. And over here, I'm gonna tie this away from the belt, because we're gonna have to start the engine to check the pressure. So you don't want anything in the way of the belt, because then it can get caught and rip up some stuff. So just zip tie this line. And we'll start the engine and check the pressure. Start it up. Yeah. This is cold start. Right on 60 psi. We're gonna let the vehicle warm up. We're also gonna check where we screwed in our gauge to see if it's leaking. Oh yeah, another thing guys, the oil light will be on because you don't have the sensor connected. Alright, so after about 12 minutes of the engine running from cold start, it dropped down to about like 23, I'd say, psi. So I'm gonna hit the throttle a little bit to see how much it goes up. You guys can see here, it's at idle with the temperature normal, going crazy. As soon as you give it gas, it goes away. But alright guys, here I got the new sensor, company called Standard. Let's put it in, see if it turns off the light. Alright guys, now we're gonna start up the vehicle to see if the light went away. There we go. As you guys can see, the vehicle is at operating temperature. Alright, so far the noise hasn't came back yet. But I'm pretty sure that was a problem, because as we checked, the pressure was 25 at idle when it was warmed up. And at 3,000 RPM, it was around 65. And the manual stated at 3,000 RPM, it should be between 25 and 110, and the idle no less than 4 PSI. And we had way above 4 PSI idle. So I think just a little switch went bad, and that was a fix, putting a new one in.